Welcome to Shadowed Realms, unveiling the dark lore. A deep dive into the hidden depths of video games, movies, and anime where light rarely dares to venture. From the cryptic symbolism of a haunted video game world to the twisted backstories of iconic characters, we'll analyze the dark narratives that shape these immersive universes. Expect a mix of thoughtful analysis, historical context, and an occasional deep dive into the psychological and philosophical themes that these stories explore. But this series isn't just about the spooky surface level stuff. We'll also look to the cultural and psychological and artistic reasons why these dark themes resonate with audiences and what they say about us as people. Buckle up, because these things are about to get creepy and maybe even a little introspective. Are you ready to step into the shadows? Let's go. Welcome to Myth and Lores, a journey into the dark and divine. Without further ado, let's jump into another lore. Demon Souls is a game rich with profound lore and a dark, philosophical world. Its setting is in the kingdom of Boletaria, which has fallen into ruin after the awakening of an ancient evil known as the Old One. Here's a breakdown of its lore and the philosophical themes embedded in the game. The game's world is largely shaped by the awakening of the Old One, a primal entity that resides beneath the earth. This being has the power to control the Nexus, a mysterious realm that links all of Boletaria's regions. The Old One's influence spreads a cursed fog that allows demons to rise, driving humanity to madness. The hero, often called the Slayer of Demons, ventures through this world to either destroy the Old One or attempt to bind it, depending on the player's actions and choices. The Old One is an entity of darkness that existed long before humans and has the power to warp reality itself. Its influence leads to the creation of demons that plague the world. The Nexus, which the player interacts with, serves as a central hub for the different areas in the game. It exists in a state of purgatory, representing the limbo between life and death, and is also a metaphor for the player's existence within a cycle of suffering and despair. It exists in a state of purgatory, representing the limbo between life and death, and is also a metaphor for the player's existence within a cycle of suffering and despair. The demons that populate the world are born from human souls, corrupted by the Old One's influence. This ties into the theme of the consequence of unchecked ambition, as many of the characters who have turned into demons were once human beings who sought power beyond their limits. The bosses in the game in particular are often tragic figures who were consumed by the desire for more, and in their fall, they became distorted representations of what they once were. The Nexus represents the spiritual afterlife and can be seen as a place where souls are trapped with their fate left uncertain. This aligns with one of the game's core mechanics, the collection and consumption of souls. The player's character is drawn into the cycle of gaining and losing souls, which mirrors the idea of existential futility. No matter how many souls are gained, they are eventually lost. Souls are the currency of power, but embody the transient nature of existence. Demon Souls is built upon the philosophy of nihilism and the inevitability of suffering, while also exploring human ambition and hubris. It questions the nature of existence and the concept of meaning in a world ravaged by darkness. The world of Boletaria is a constant loop of suffering, death, and rebirth. Every area the player visits contains remnants of humanity's failed survival attempts. Death is a continuous theme in the game, not just for the player, but for the world. The demons are a manifestation of this endless cycle, as even if they are defeated, the player must face new enemies and horrors. This creates a sense of existential meaninglessness. No matter how much progress the player makes, the world remains in decay and the forces of darkness are ever present. The cycle is inescapable, and every character the player meets is often either a failed attempt at salvation or a warning against the consequences of trying to defy the natural order. Many characters in Demon Souls, particularly the human ones, who have turned into demons, illustrate the dangers of unchecked ambition and hubris. King Gallant, the ruler of Boletaria, sought to harness the power of the Old One, believing that he could control it and bring prosperity to his people. However, this arrogance led to the kingdom's destruction and the rise of demons. Similarly, the religious figure Saint Urbain seeks to use the power of souls to transcend death, while Bior Boletaria is motivated by a sense of duty and protection. These characters embody the tragic consequences of failing to accept the natural limitations of life and death. The philosophy of the game suggests that the pursuit of power and immortality often leads to ruin, and one must come to terms with the impermanence of existence. The choice: embrace the darkness or reject it. The game offers the player an ultimate choice: either continue to battle against the demonic forces and attempt to seal or destroy the Old One, or accept the darkness and let it spread. This choice reflects the philosophical dilemma of whether to strive for control over one's fate or embrace the chaotic forces of the world, ultimately acknowledging the futility of resistance. If the player decides to bind the Old One, they are essentially preventing its further destruction, but also accepting that the world will continue to be caught in an eternal cycle. The other option is to destroy the Old One, freeing the world from its immediate grasp, but leaving the player in a bleak, empty world devoid of meaning or hope, an illustration of the nihilistic nature of the game. Demon Souls' dark, foreboding world weaves a story of loss, ambition, and the inevitable decay of life. Its world reflects the human condition, filled with suffering and death, yet it also challenges the players to think about their role within the world. The game forces players to confront difficult philosophical questions about existence, meaning, and the consequences of human desire. That concludes this lore. If you like what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next lore. Bye.